Today I have to check into a Chinese hospital. Should I give them my passport?
Yes, please.
Tomorrow they're going to perform surgery on me, and Chinese laws require me to be admitted 24 hours before and to stay 24 hours after for observation. For 3 days I'm going to be in these hallways. I don't know what to expect. All of this is gonna be in Mandarin Chinese. And this is when you're grateful for having spent so much time studying, because if it had to be in a hospital where they speak English, the same procedure would have cost between 3 and 6 times more depending on which hospital you go to. And honestly, vlogging the procedure takes away some of my anxiety because in a way I feel accompanied, even though you guys are gonna see this later, but anyway, I'll tell you more details along the way. They requested 2 changes of clothes for my 3-day hospital stay, but since I'm unsure what to pack, I just bring my emergency kit everywhere. An e-reader, a video game console, my phone, my little camera to record everything, 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of underwear, pajamas, a t-shirt, my laptop to edit videos, deodorant, a toothbrush, and that should be enough. How do you feel about sleeping alone for 3 nights? Poor thing.
Oh, sad.
The thing is, the hospital is about an hour away from where we live because we chose the University of Hong Kong Hospital and it's near the border with Hong Kong.
But it's worth it because it's one of the best hospitals in the country.
Based on my research, the top ones are Peking University Hospital and University of Hong Kong Hospital. The one in Shenzhen has a great reputation. I chose the one in Hong Kong thinking the doctors would be more likely to speak English. Yes, there is, but the service costs much more. They have an international ward and a regular ward, and the difference in prices is huge. For reference, the Chinese hospital consultation cost me 100 yuan, about 300 pesos, while the international hospital would have charged 1,000 yuan, around 3,000 pesos.
To get to the hospital, we're going to have to take the subway. You can also get there by car, but honestly, the subway from our house is really convenient. And we're going to take one of the fastest subway lines in the world. The fastest one is in Canton. It goes at 160 kilometers per hour. This one goes, I think, at 100 or 120. A normal subway line would go at a maximum of 90, I think. So that's what's special about it. Here in China, there are security checks and x-rays everywhere, even for the subway. It's not that there's any particular situation, it's just a requirement everywhere. Not for shopping malls and such, but for example, to enter the airport, yes. Here is our code to enter the subway, and we're inside. This is line 11, which I was telling you about. It connects the Baon district, where we live, with one of the most important centers of the city, which is Fujian. In fact, that's where visas are renewed. In Hohai and Nanshan, which is one of the most developed and luxurious areas of the city. So this line is really good. And this subway line is the one that has business class or like very important person class. It costs 3 times more than the regular fare, but sometimes that means not only getting a seat, but also having the right to get on the subway. This subway line is very crowded, because a lot of people who live here go to work in the Fujian area or the Nanshan area, or even people from over there who come all the way to the airport, because this line also connects the airport with the rest of the city. The subway is crowded, so we're taking business class instead.
Welcome to the Hong Kong University Hospital. We're 6 minutes late. I don't know if they'll let me in. I hope they're not too strict. This is the international ward. It's where they take care of most foreigners who don't speak Chinese. That's why it's much more expensive. In our case, we're going to the other section, which is where they only attend to you in Chinese. But sometimes you get lucky and the doctors speak a little bit of English.
Did you make a copy of your identification?
Not yet. Is it necessary? The passport?
Here, let me look for it.
Admission was chaotic. First, they said I couldn't do it until tomorrow, even though I was told I had to be admitted a day before. At the counter, they said it was actually today, which confused me. The surgery is not until tomorrow morning. Could I be admitted later? And she said, I don't know, ask your nurse.
Do you admit yourself?
Exactly.
Wow, your Chinese is really good.
Not at all, I'm just learning.
I think you communicate without any problems.
I'm still studying, hahaha.
You're so humble. Speaking Chinese and everything.
The surgery is tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow morning.
At what time?
No set time yet, they'll tell you later. Don't eat or drink tonight.
And is it necessary for me to be admitted now?
Yes, it's because we need to run some tests on you first. Blood tests, etc.
We're going to have to move you to Block A.
Or if I can stay at home too, that's no problem.
Actually, that's not possible. Haha. What do you do for a living that you speak Chinese so well?
It's not that good, but I work here in China. We've been relocated. Now we're going to building A5 because there are no more beds here. I mean, the hospital is full.
You can read this, right?
That's what it's like being admitted to a Chinese hospital. Everything you sign is in characters, so you must make sure you fully understand it since you don't know what you're signing.
From the moment you're admitted, you can't leave the hospital premises.
What about the gardens?
We'll see.
Is bed 44 the only one left?
Yes, we're really full right now.
Alright, it's the bed nobody wants. And I don't want it either. They gave me bed 44, which is the one nobody wants. Because in China, the number 4 can be understood as death. But, well, it's the one that's available. And they sent us to a building that's bigger?
Let me show you the place a little. In this room are the pajamas. You have to change every day.
So I need to change clothes daily, right?
Exactly. You leave your dirty clothes there. Further on to the right is the hot water dispenser. There's also the trash and the microwave. Feel free to use any of those things. This way. This is your room. And this is your bed. Press this button if you need anything and we'll come.
And do I have to put on these pajamas now?
Yes, this one here is your closet.
Can't I go out here either?
No, it doesn't open. Put all your things in the closet. The cafeteria is in the basement. But it's Chinese food. There's nothing foreign. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay. I'm already depressed. 3 days here. Should I change already or what?
Yes, she said you have to change now.
No, I just don't want to wear those clothes.
Max.
No, what am I going to do here? 3 days? I'm going to go crazy?
Mitzi, I'm going to stay here with you, my guanchi.
Right now, I just want to run out of here. I don't know why they don't even let you go out to the garden. But now they sent me to get a urine test, some x-rays, they did an electrocardiogram. I guess they're analyzing my organs.
Exactly, it's an annual checkup.
Ah, so I've done it before for the visa.
Give me your bracelet, roll up your sleeve. How long have you been in China?
Almost 6 years.
Wow, you learned Chinese in 6 years and speak very well.
I still have a ways to go.
I think you're already very advanced.
Not at all.
Does your wife also speak Chinese?
Yes, of course.
Do you understand everything I say? Right, wow, you two are amazing. You speak better than we do.
It's just the environment we can practice every day. Everything is in preparation for the polyp removal. They also made me sign a document saying that since it's a pretty large polyp, it's necessary to repeat the biopsies to confirm there's nothing else. I just want to get this over with. For now, we have to submit the urine samples again. The x-ray is done and I don't know if they're going to do more tests. They also took my blood. Is there still no time for tomorrow's surgery?
Normally, it's between 8 in the morning and 12 noon.
Can I get the test results today?
Most likely, yes. They release the results in real time.
It's 7:58 in the evening and it's the first night in the hospital out of the 2 that I'll spend. Honestly, I feel a bit strange because I came in relatively calm. I thought it would be just like the previous procedure where they sedated me, removed the polyp, I woke up and that was it. And the worst part was already over, which was the biopsies. The biopsies were what really worried me. And when they gave me the results from the last biopsies, everything turned out fine. There were no cellular changes in the polyp, nothing unusual. And the doctor even told me that it wasn't urgent to remove it and that there was even a possibility of treating the polyp just with pills, but she recommended removing it, so I signed up for it. I said that's good, now I'm calm, everything turned out fine, and now that I was admitted, a nurse came in to have me sign some forms and told me that since it was such a large polyp, well, it's necessary for them to do additional biopsies because in the first one they only take a small sample. That means we have to wait another 7 business days to get the results. And even though they told me the prognosis is good, that little window of doubt opens up again. Even if it was just a 1% chance, Well, you don't feel as calm as when they've already told you no, but anyway, that's how things are. Tomorrow is the surgery in the morning, and at least we'll be done with it. All that's left is to wait for the results.
Let's have dinner. We ordered salads for delivery, so now we just wait. Everything will be fine.
The alarm clock. It's time to do this, and I've already put on my pajamas. Now we're ready. Well, it looks like this one is going to be a little different from the previous one, because they told me that with this one, you don't know how long it's going to last, and the previous one lasted 15 to 20 minutes. That's because it depends. They need to make some cuts, check for anything else, and scrape it. It really depends on what they find, since it's a more thorough exam. And what makes me a little nervous, obviously, is that I don't fully understand what's going on. All the papers I sign are in Chinese, and I often depend on translations, and many of them are medical terms. Or they try to explain the anesthesia or the procedure to me, and I just don't understand. So I get really frustrated. And I kind of regret not continuing to study or not studying harder, but well, that gives us motivation for what's next. I don't know the doctor who's going to do it. They put his name on my stretcher, but I don't know his name or what he looks like. That's strange. But they did make me sign a paper where I promised not to offer money in the form of red envelopes, which is a common custom here in China. So I'm not allowed to offer money for the doctor to improve his performance or to pay more attention to me. It was a custom that existed many years ago in China, but now they're trying to ban it. Some people still offer money, but it's already illegal, so to speak, and doctors can't accept it. Part of me wishes I could talk to the doctor a little, have them explain what they're going to do to me, what to expect, but here in China, things are different. Noelia isn't here yet because the subway was crowded and kept stopping, so she couldn't arrive earlier. For some reason that makes me a bit more anxious, but when I wake up, she'll be here.
It's 9:17 in the morning. Max is already in surgery. I ran to the hospital. I wanted to come as early as possible because they told us that Max would be admitted between 8 and 12 o'clock, but they didn't know exactly what time. When I arrived, they already had Max here. In this room, they had already checked his blood pressure and put in the IV. I arrived just in time to say goodbye to him before they took him in. And I think it's going to be very quick. Max told me an hour, but I don't think it will take that long. Still, I'm not leaving this area here. Just yesterday, Max told me that when he woke up from the endoscopy, it gave him a lot of relief that I was there by his side. As soon as I heard he was out, I came here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to wait until he comes out, and I want to be there when he does. So that he's not scared or nervous or anything, and he feels very calm.
I'm out now, I'm a little dizzy. I just woke up and I had the most beautiful view I've ever seen in my life because I opened my eyes and Noelia was there, but I'm a little dizzy. I thought I had seen an angel, but I survived. I'm good. In short, today I had a gastroscopy with polyp removal, and basically it's a problem I've had for 10 years. From a lesion that came up because of reflux and not treating it, it grew and turned into a polyp. The procedure lasted less than an hour. It was done under general anesthesia or deep sedation, but what surprised me is that they ran tests for everything. They did a tumor marker test to see if it wasn't elevated, which could maybe mean a precancer or a cancer. But in this case, everything came out fine. But we have to wait for the biopsy diagnosis. For now, everything is good, but I'm impressed by how well they prepare and how much they make sure of everything. That you don't have any problems before the procedure. So honestly, I feel very confident and it's a great hospital. I'll keep you updated.
Careful, careful, careful.
Welcome to the room tour of my room after my polyp removal. Well, my room in quotes because it's shared. There are 4 of us in the room and I was already making friends yesterday. Today I woke up, had my surgery, came back and they were gone. Here's the bathroom. Something very curious is that here they don't give you sandals, towels, soap, toilet paper, nothing. You have to bring everything you need for your life, all the basics. But it's pretty good, it's clean, and that's what matters. Come in please, Neffy, the shower. Everyone brings their own toothpaste, toothbrush, cup. There's no toilet paper either. That was something that caught me by surprise yesterday and almost got me in trouble. If you come over here, you'll notice that each patient has a giant thermos for water because here they give out hot water. That's the only thing they give out. And the bed spaces are pretty good. The beds are more spacious than I would have imagined. Actually, Noelia and I both fit, but they caught us sleeping together a while ago and told us that here you have your separation. In my case, they didn't give me wheels because they forbade me from going out for a walk. Everyone else has wheels that can be installed to go out for a stroll. But since my polyp is quite large, they told me I can only walk from the bathroom to my bed and back. And this is where the magic happens. No, nothing happens. Here I am lying down all day, I'm bored, and today I just found out that it's 3 days, not 2, that I have to spend in the hospital. But we have a nice reading lamp, I brought a video game console and a Kindle.
And you have me too.
Let me introduce you to Wally, he's our loyal companion, he's very quiet and I haven't seen him in action, but it's better to have company. All my friends are on tour because they're allowed to go out and I'm not. And here's my closet, there's not much, almost everything belongs to Noelia. I have water, wet wipes for my butt, and toilet paper because they didn't give me any. And as you can see, I also didn't expect that they wouldn't provide flip-flops. So I'm stepping on my shoes, but it's not like they let me go anywhere anyway. And well, over here is the balcony, but they don't let us go out there either. Actually, yesterday before my surgery, Noelia and I went for a walk in the garden, and they called me on the phone and said, "Where are you? We can't see you." I said I only went to get food, but they insisted I return because I couldn't be outside. I was confused. We have an update. I scared you a little bit. If you notice, I don't have my IV anymore. That's because I fell asleep. Suddenly, we saw the tube was full of blood. They told me it was fine and later changed it for me. Then we started watching a show. And suddenly I started to feel pain in my arm, and about an hour later I realized that it had swollen here, that the fluid wasn't going down. We told the nurse and she looked at my arm and said, "That's strange, that's not normal." I asked, "What should I do?" And she said, "I don't know, but it's not normal." "But what should I do?" And she said, "I suggest you take it off and put it on the other side. What do you want to do?" And I said, "You're the nurse, you tell me please." I said, "But no, better not put another one in. I'm leaving tomorrow anyway." And she said, "Well, here I had a lump and now it's going down."
They finally just brought Max, after about an hour, an ointment that's for the swelling he has in his arm. One of the things that has seemed a bit strange to us about this is knowing that Max has staples in his stomach, and he even says that he's afraid to stretch. It's kind of hard to get him into the shower, and here he is. What do you call this experience again?
They caught me showering. It was a Chinese shower. How embarrassing.
Look at the marks he has on his back, and it's because the day before Max's surgery, we went to make a video about Chinese treatments. And these are some marks that you get after one of the treatments. We made a video about that, so we'll leave it up here for you. Although yesterday they told us that maybe Max would have to stay until later today to be discharged, or even one more day until tomorrow. That changed for some reason, and he called me an hour and a half ago and told me that they were going to let him go already. I'm arriving at the hospital right now to pick him up and see how he's feeling.
How are you feeling? Bored? I didn't sleep at all?
I'm here now to give you some fun.
Horrible. We're saying goodbye to what was my room for 2 pretty tough nights. I couldn't sleep much, but well, the bed treated us well, it's comfortable, and they let us leave early. I had to sign a waiver because I was actually supposed to stay until tomorrow, but honestly, that's enough. I couldn't sleep at all. I have to come back in 10 days to see the results of the 2 biopsies they did on me. Apparently, I'm going to have to get some more follow-up endoscopies later on, but for now, everything's fine. Look, I refuse to wear the pajamas, okay? They're clean. Yeah, it just didn't fit me. Nothing like your pajamas at home.
Now, freedom for you?
Absolute freedom?
Freedom and chicken soup that I make for you.
Oh, yes.
Something that has really surprised me about this hospital is this rail system they have on the ceiling through which they exchange biopsy samples. If you have a stool test, a blood test, they put all of that in these boxes here and transport it to another part of the hospital so whatever needs to be done can be carried out. And I think the same thing happens with the medicines. Over there, I see there's also a part with rails. Do I sign here?
Yes. Do you know how to take it?
It says here that it's twice a day.
Yes, 1 pill each time. There's also this one.
3 times a day, 1 dose each time.
Exactly.
Okay, can I take a bag from you?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a shame that we only discovered the hospital's restaurant or cafeteria on the last day. It really reminds me of the cafeteria that was at my university in Suzhou. It was also a cafeteria that had several little stands with different types of food. They even had food from Sichuan, from Wuhan, from several places, and you could go and order from whichever one you liked.
It looks really good, but interestingly, there's nothing I can eat and the hospital doesn't give you meals. I mean, I couldn't eat for the first 24 hours, but today I could have my first meal. It doesn't include anything. Your family must bring items to you or you can go buy them yourself. But they told me that today I should have broth or rice porridge, papaya, soft things, and there's nothing like that here.
But I made her some chicken broth. And look, next to each building, in the parking lot, there's also a package area where you can order from Taobao, Pinduoduo, or any kind of Chinese Amazon. You pick up your package there, and whatever you need gets delivered to the hospital.
Now we have to go pay the bill. They gave us some papers and already told me how much it's going to be. I'll confirm it for you once we pay. Look, here are all the receipts for what we paid and you won't believe it. Altogether, it was 5,600 yuan, which is about 16,000, 17,000 pesos, depending on the exchange rate. For everything, for 3 nights in the hospital, all the medicine expenses, doctor's appointments, endoscopy, everything. They did x-rays, blood tests, urine tests, stool tests, tumor markers. They did everything for 16,000 pesos. It's incredible, very cheap. Everything was very fast and excellent service. Honestly, I can't complain. A round of applause for China's public medical system because it's amazing. And all of this without insurance. If we were affiliated with China's Social Security, they would reimburse us 90% of all expenses. I'm thinking that having done this in Chinese is already like having passed the ultimate test. It's a really tough experience and it really is like the final exam of having studied Chinese. I mean, it's incredible to think that we did all this. Getting admitted, buying medicine, going to appointments, getting complex tests done, because these are tests that require biopsies for conditions that potentially, and knock on wood, could be serious. Having all that explained to you in Chinese and being able to do everything, get admitted and all that, makes me feel like everything we've been through here, the difficulties of learning the language have been worth it, because it hasn't always been easy, but it really has made us grow. When you're facing the uncertainty of something as complicated as a medical situation, well, you don't have any other choice. Your hamster goes into overdrive and you learn because you have to. And on the other hand, if we had had a translator or if we had gone to an international hospital, honestly, you just don't have that need. And that's why I always say that discomfort is stronger, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. With this, we say goodbye to the hospital, which from the outside looks like a beach club. It's been a tough journey, but it's over for now. We'll update you on what's next, but everything's fine. Fufu, do you want to add anything?
Thanks for watching our video.
Thank you for being with us through the good times and the bad. We'll see you in the next video as soon as I recover.